Hello everybody, this is Mike from TCAT's Deep Vinyl Tracks, and today I want to do a short video about some VCLT that I received from JT's Record Room. A little bit of the story before I get into that. I was watching JT's channel a couple of weeks ago, and by the way, it's a great channel, and I totally recommend you go over there and subscribe to his channel. He has a lot of great, shows a lot of great stuff. He finds these great deals all over the Reno Sparks area. And anyway, I love seeing what he finds over there. He showed a record that he found by Emmylou Harris. And I mentioned I like Emmylou Harris, and my wife really likes her too. Um, there's a song called Evangeline that shows up on the Last Waltz live album by the band, and where they do a duet with her. Well, I guess you'd call it a duet. It's not really a duet, it's the entire band backing her up doing that song Evangeline. So when he showed the album Evangeline by Emmylou Harris, I mentioned that my wife would love it if I could find that album, and he wanted to send it to me for her via VCLT. Unfortunately, I live in Canada, so most of you know the shipping rates, shipping over the border either way is just really crazy right now. Just not even feasible in many cases. So before the entire COVID thing hit, I had set up a package drop over in Michigan, Port Huron, Michigan. And that's where I used to receive and order a lot of things from the States, so that it would come to that drop box and I wouldn't have to pay the crazy import fees and everything else. So but since COVID, I hadn't been over there into the States for a couple of years, and haven't even checked that drop point to see if it even existed. So when he said that he wanted to send the VCLT, I thought, well, I need to go over there and set that up or make sure that it still even exists. So I did, and it did still exist, but it was good for me to renew it all. So once I did that, I sent him that address to the drop point over in the States, and I tend to go over to Port Huron about once a month, every month, towards the end of each month. And so this time around, when I stopped off there, his VCLT was waiting, and I want to show the addresses, but there's the VCLT, the bottom of the box. And another thing, before you can cross over the border, any packages you have must be open, so in case they want to look at any of your packages to make sure you're not shipping anything illegal into Canada, and it works both ways actually. So when I ship stuff from Canada, I go over to the States to that drop point, and that and they set that all up, or I could even go to the post office and do it. But I have to have the box open when I do that, just in case they want to search. They do random searches on both sides of the border. So anyway, I got this VCLT, and inside he wrote a letter. He sent that with the VCLT. He says, "Hey Mike, here is your Evangeline. Enjoy and say hi to your wife." And so there it is, Evangeline. And thank you so much, JT, for sending this. My wife loves it, and I love it, since I like Emmylou Harris anyway. And that's one artist that we do tend to agree on between me and her. She has her own turntable that she keeps in the living room, and mine is in the spare room, so we don't really uh, interfere with each other when we both want to listen to music or somebody wants to watch TV or whatever. So anyway, Evangeline by Emmylou Harris. There's the inner sleeve and the songs with the lyrics. And it's on Warner Brother 80s label. This is the label they used in that decade. So thank you, JT, for sending that. He also sent a few other things in the package. He's sent me a copy of Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony, or Symphony Number 6. I used to have this entire collection, the Family Library of Great Music, several years ago. I had all, I think there's around 30 albums in total, but I don't have those anymore, and I do remember this is a great recording of this, so thank you for sending that over. Here's the label on it. It is a very good recording, I agree. The every one of these records came with a booklet, and he did include the booklet with it, including, and also an insert for advertising the library. There's some of the albums that are available. And here's the booklet about Beethoven and the life and times from 1770 to 1804, plus program notes for the Sixth Symphony. So these have pictures inside. Talks about all of the tracks or all the movements of this particular symphony, and tells about Beethoven. There's the program notes for the Sixth Symphony. And on this he said, this Beethoven's Sixth is my favorite, along with his Fifth and Ninth Symphonies. So there's that. And he also sent a copy of another album I used to have, and disappeared when I had to purge my library a couple years back. This is a classic. Everybody loves this album. Get the Knack. And thank you for sending this too. I no longer had this, so it's good to have a good copy, and this is a good clean copy. Now, I've seen the Knack back in, I think it was around 1979, not long after they released this record. And of course, My Sharona was a huge hit at that time, along with Good Girls Don't. And I remember them playing both those songs. And I remember the concert looked just like this. There was no light show. It was all just white light the entire 2 hours that they played. It was an interesting concert. Not a lot of people there, since they were just starting out. There's the label. But a lot of people did, of course, know My Sharona, and I think a lot of people were there waiting for them to play it, which they actually did twice. They played it once during the show, and then again at the encore. So, and the rest of JT's letter says, we see this one through the years of thrifting. And now he's talking about Beethoven again. I should have continued reading this, but it says, this is seriously a great recording, plays dead quiet, and conducted by the great Sir Charles Groves. Beethoven was truly the first rock star. And then regarding the Knack, this Get the Knack needs a deep clean, rocking out to it right now, very loud. So he was listening to it when he wrote. It says, the way to get around pops and clicks. A pop masterpiece in my thinking. One last thought about the Sixth Symphony. The booklet inside was meant to be put in a binder and enjoy the history and musical notes. See you on the VC. Regards, JT. So there it is. All right, thank you very much, JT. Go over and subscribe to his great channel. He's got some great videos, lots of subscribers, very well respected channel and person in the VC. So go over and check him out if you haven't already. And thank you very much, JT. I hope I didn't just call you JC. JC is somebody else. JT, sorry about that. It's just my brain. I know the difference between the two of you. But thank you very much. And I really appreciate that. And we will talk to you all later. Goodbye.